Aurora DSP released their Laney Ironheart Amp Sim Suite plugin, and guess what? It's not based on a 5150. Let's see what's so cool and unique about this plugin, and let's just dive in and start with a rock demo with the rhythm channel. Check it out. Alright, so that was my Gibson Les Paul Custom through the Laney Ironheart plugin by Aurora DSP on the rhythm channel. I basically started with one of the stock presets and tweaked that a little bit to make the tone a bit more my own. It sounds quite nice, I think, and also quite unique, and it has a very cool sort of three-dimensional quality in the mids, which I really enjoy. And for the cabinet section, I used the stock cabinets, and I just used basically a blend between a 57 and a 121 microphone. And yeah, it definitely reminds me of the real Laney Ironheart amplifiers, so that's really cool. By the way, for all the drums, I'm using a custom kit that I made for ML drums. Now, I have two Laney Ironheart amplifiers, and I like them a lot. I have the 60-watt head, so the IRT60H, and the IRT Studio as well, which is basically the rack-mountable version with the smaller 15-watt power section. I featured the big one, so the 60-watt amplifier on the channel quite a lot of times. So if you're interested in seeing some content with that amplifier, check it out on my channel. And I like those amplifiers a lot because they are highly tweakable. They're versatile and quite unique when it comes to the tone. You can get great clean tones, great crunch tones, great rock tones, and great metal tones as well, and everything in between basically. Now apparently I have the older versions of those amplifiers. I didn't even realize it, but apparently Laney has been making newer versions, Black Country custom versions of the Ironheart amplifiers with some small updates here and there, including the new and updated boost. The color of the boost control is now red, and it sounds more mean and tight apparently. And obviously I would love to try one of those newer versions. I'm looking at you, Laney. Anyway, so the core sound of the plugin is based on the Laney Ironheart amplifier, and just as with the real amplifier, it has some really cool functions. So it's a 3-channel amplifier basically, with a clean channel, a rhythm channel, and a lead channel, and the lead channel has its own EQ section, and the clean and rhythm channels share one EQ section. And then you can also enable the built-in boost if you want for a more mean and aggressive tone, which obviously is great for metal and stuff like that. The power amp section also has some cool controls for fine-tuning the tone even further, the dynamics control, which is kind of like a depth control, the tone control, which is kind of like a presence control, but it also greatly affects the mids, and then the nice reverb control, which is great for cleans, and the wattage control as well, which can basically be seen as a sort of attenuator or master volume control. Now I want to try a nice clean tone, and I'm going to use the reverb as well on the clean channel, of course. And the guitar that I'll use is my ESP LTD EC1000T with the Fishman Fluence Classic open core pickups on the neck pickup. Again, with a stock cabinet and not a lot of stuff happening, because even with minimal tweaks and stuff, this already sounds quite nice. And I just want to let you guys hear how good and how sparkly and beautiful the clean tones on these amplifiers, and so also the plugin, sound. Okay, let's take a listen. That sounded quite nice, right? I really enjoyed that clean tone. So now we've heard the rhythm channel, we've also heard the clean channel, and of course I also want to try the lead channel with a modern metal tone. And I also want to try the boost to see what that adds to the tone. The guitar that I'm going to use this time is my ESP LTD Phoenix Black Metal with the Fishman Fluence modern pickup in it on the passive voicing, so with the control knob pulled out. This time, instead of the stock cabinets, what I'm going to do is load in an OwnHammer impulse response just to see how that sounds. And I'm going to use my favorite metal IR, which is the Low Tuned Essentials High Gain Mic Mix. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out right now. All right, that sounded pretty cool, raw and definitely mean and tight and aggressive. And I really think that this plugin captures that Ironheart essence very well. The real amplifiers have a very unique character when it comes to the compression and the sag. And no other amplifier sounds like that, basically. And this plugin captures that tonal characteristic really well. You can hear that especially in the isolated chuggy bits. And I also think that the mid-range character of these amplifiers is quite unique, as you probably heard. Now, one thing that's really cool and unique about the Laney Ironheart amplifiers, and also the plugin, is the 3-band EQs. Now, the bass, middle, and treble controls also have a pull function. And by pulling the control out, which you can also do in the plugin, by clicking right on your mouse, you change the character of that control. So it makes the range of the EQ that much bigger, and you can really go in here and fine tune the tone. Now what I'm going to do is take the tracks that were recorded with the Les Paul Custom and start with the rhythm rock tone from the intro as a baseline, and then tweak the EQ controls a little bit and also pull out the EQs and turn them a little bit, as well as the master EQ like the dynamics and the tone control, and so you guys can hear how they affect the tone in a unique way above all. Okay, let's take a listen. Alright, now you can shape the tone even further with the stomp section, which includes 2 Laney Black Country Customs pedals, which I also have over here, and that's the Steel Park Boost and the Monolith Distortion. And I can tell you guys, the real pedals are excellent, and the modeled versions are just as excellent. So what I'm going to do now is, again, loop those riffs and then tweak the built-in boost in the amplifier itself, see how that sounds, and then also go to the stomp section and tweak the stomp boxes a little bit, just so you guys can hear what sort of shades of gain this plugin has to offer. Check it out. Cool, so those are some nice additions for sure. Great for taking the tone to another level when it comes to the character and the gain response. In the cabinet section, you can choose between 2 different types of Laney cabinets, and they both have a very unique character. Of course, you can also choose your mics and choose the mic positions and stuff like that and blend between 2 speakers. But Aurora DSP has also implemented the Bogren Digital IRDX technology here, so you can also dial in a little bit of that. Now what that does is it aims to recreate the sound of real speaker dynamics. It's a little bit of a subtle effect, and I did a video on that effect recently on the channel, which you can look up if you're interested, by the way. It's basically a sort of saturator enhancer that sort of sweetens up the tone a little bit. And then with the air control, you can make the sound a little bit more bright and airy, and I definitely used that for all the demos in this video. And of course, you can also load in your own impulse responses. Okay, Again, let's loop some riffs and take a listen to how the cabinets sound. Check it out. Great, so as I said, these cabinets definitely also make the sound unique. Again, this plugin doesn't sound like any other AmpSim plugin, and that's what I like about it. Now there's also an effects section, which includes an equalizer, a reverb, and a delay, as well as a limiter. And I only use the EQ for the high and low cuts, basically, because I'm a simple guy. But it's there in case you need it, of course, so that's nice. In the main screen, we also have the input and output gain controls along with metering up top, a simple noise gate, a metronome, and a quality mode, and even a studio environment simulator, which apparently is great for playing with headphones. So that's the main gist of it, and I will admit that I really enjoyed working with this great plugin. It definitely reminds me of the real amplifiers, even though I have the older versions. The plugin definitely captures that Laney Ironheart essence. And this is the only AmpSim in the world that I know of, at least, that offers this kind of tone. And that's why I definitely recommend checking this out. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks to the folks at Aurora DSP for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. Of course, all my thoughts and opinions were 100% my own, as always. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd hugely appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.